How you doing, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Catching Up with Corey. I want to talk to you today about something that's been on my mind for pretty much all my life. What is success? All right, everybody, I'd like to introduce you to my producer, my baby girl, my home slice, my mini me, Nalah Monet.
Yeah, I'm a mini him, but I'm not bald anymore. Okay, Daddy. To start off the podcast, I would like to ask you just a handful of questions so that the listeners can get a little bit of a deeper understanding of who you are and where you're coming from.
Okay.
You're asking all of these people what success looks like to them. You're trying to get an understanding of what success is for the greater term, or as a greater terminology. I Googled it. Success via the dictionary. Our good friend Webster.
Miriam.
Miriam, my bad. Miss Miriam.
Thank you.
Wait.
Miss Miriam.
Okay. Our good friend Miss Miriam says that success is a noun, the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, or the good or bad outcome of an undertaking. Mm-hmm. With this definition, can you explain a time in your life where you knew you had experienced success?
I retired from active duty military in 2021. That was the first time that I'd set a goal to complete something and actually did it. I finished what I started to do. So when I'm asked about success and what I've done successfully, I successfully completed my military career.
Okay. And so with what you're asking of other people to define success, how is that going to change how you see the success that you have accomplished in the past? Or how do you hope it's going to change for you? What do you hope to accomplish? What does success look like for this podcast?
Success for this podcast is, in my opinion, it is talking with people who have achieved something and either helping them to realize that they are successful by completing what they set out to do. They set a goal. They worked towards that goal. They completed that goal. Whether they learn that what they've done to complete it isn't working, or whether they completed it and prospered in that area, the goal, they did it. They are a success. And I think it's all about, for me, progressively realizing that dream, that ideal, that goal that you set, working every day to get to that point.
Okay, awesome. I think that what you're doing is very admirable. And so my goal for you and my hope of success for you with this podcast is not only that you get to talk with a whole bunch of different people and expand on different variations of what success looks like to them, but also change internally what you think success is. Because for me, watching you grow up, I see that it is a very tangible thing that you think success is. And I would like to see you grow into the kind of person who success can be, I feel this way about something, and it might not have had a tangible outcome, but the fact that I am feeling this way makes it a success.
I don't disagree with you. I think that I think that success is a feeling. And but I also think that it is the work that you do towards your goals that gives you that feeling. Growing up, I can tell you two movies that had pictures of men being successful. The first one is Pretty Woman. I wanted to be Edward Lewis. I didn't know what Edward Lewis did, but I knew I wanted to be that entrepreneur in control of my life. Second movie was New Jack City. This was the first time that I saw an entrepreneur that looked like me. Of course, growing up in Brooklyn, my mom was definitely not letting me be a Nino Brown. But it was the first introduction to an entrepreneurial black man in my life. So I wanted to take a look at success. Those two figures shaped my early understanding of what it meant to make it. So I ask you, what does success actually look like in your life? So when I asked myself that question, what does success look like? I started looking into it. I started looking at the people around me. And that's when things got interesting. Take, for instance, my daughter, Nalah. She graduated high school with her associate's high school diploma and her associate's degree. She found a job right out of college, which is almost never done. But if you would ask her if she thought she was successful, she would tell you no. Because there's something else that is out there that she could be doing. But by all definitions, she is highly successful. She is very successful. She achieved something incredible, but didn't feel she was a success. But on the flip side of that, I've been blogging since about 2012, pouring my heart and soul into every creation, every piece of content that I put out. Around 2023, I was ready to throw in a towel because I had about maybe 9 subscribers consistently viewing my posts. I wasn't trying to make money. It was not about being famous. I wasn't trying to be I wasn't trying to be an influencer. It was something that I was doing for me. That was my goal, just to put out good content. And I worked at it every single day, telling my readers, those 9 people, what my thoughts were. In that instance, am I a successful blogger? By definition, depending on whose definition you look at, yes, I am a successful blogger. I put out content on a regular basis and I do it consistently. I am successful at doing that. So I took a break from blogging for a little bit just to compose myself and refocus what it was that I was trying to get out of it. And this idea of success or defining success is what came to my mind. So here's the thing. If you ask 100 different people what is their definition of success, you will get 100 different answers. Some people say it's about the money. Some people say it's about your name being out there. Some people say it's about the lifestyle that you can live that makes you successful. For some people, it's just being able to get up in the morning and go to work and come home. Success is different and defined differently by the person you ask who it is, or defined differently by each individual who is setting their sights on success. So that's what I want this show to be centered around. I want to know what your definition of success is. I want to know how you define success and what steps you take to get there. Doesn't matter how small the success is. Everybody has a definition of success, and everybody has their way of reaching it. It is Earl Nightingale's definition of success that I highly, highly recommend that everybody take a look at. If you have something that you're trying to achieve, the steps that you take to get there and see it come to fruition, that is what makes you successful. Well, that's all I got for you for today, for this episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in to Catching Up with Corey. And share those stories with me. If you want to reach out to me, I'm found everywhere at Corey L. Stokes. Let's catch up.
This episode of Catching Up with Corey was produced and edited by Nalah Monet. Intro and outro music is A Piece of the Pie by Alana Jordan, who you can find on pixabay.com. The host of Catching Up with Corey is the man himself, Corey L. Stokes, and you can find him anywhere at Corey L. Stokes. Success is just one call away, so we'll catch up with you later.
Maybe not the first time, but that was something that was intentional.
Mommy.
Oh, you guys aren't just...
No.
Mommy! The recording light is on.
We need a sign. We need a sign.
Please exit the studio, ma'am. You're causing a ruckus.